Yo, what's up, sneakerheads? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Nature Boy Chuck, and on today's episode, what if I told you that one of the most detailed sneakers, or Nike SBs of 2025, came in a UV protected bag? Yeah, you probably wouldn't believe me, but why? I've heard a lot of answers to that question, and it's not what you think, but we're gonna break it down on today's video, starting right now. I'm super excited to get this sneaker in hand. The anticipation around the world for this particular model has been, well immersed. And now that I finally have in hand, I can't wait to go over the details with you guys. And the good thing is, you have them in hand too, so we can sit down and break down this sneaker together. So we'll grab them right now. Finally, and let me tell you something, I've seen this bag and, it piqued my interest, in the highest way. And I'm sure a lot of you guys grabbed it and seen the reviews and thought the same thing. It's something that's so simple, but it's not. Number one, we're gonna look at the skater herself, Hayley Wilson, the transition from how she got started into skating, the mid portion, and how we got to the point of the Nike SB. Number two is gonna be the details. Hayley Wilson, Nike SB, how did it correlate it, and what were the things that transferred from her lifestyle and her personality in skating into the shoe. Number three, we're gonna take a look at this sneaker on foot, discuss some of the things that I like, how the fit and feel is, and the materials most importantly in this episode. So let's get it going. Hayley Wilson, at the age of 23, has accomplished what many skateboarders can only dream of. Born in Maysville, Victoria, Australia, in her homeland, she is the four-time skateboarding champion from 2016 to 2019. Also won silver medalist in the X Games. To follow that up in the street league skateboarding, she also won champion in it also, prevailing her to, at that point, to number 6 in the world. She has been killing it, but one thing that I did love reading her backstory, she only picked up the skateboard when she was at the age of 8 based off her brother having her do so. Keep in mind, a lot of this that she done was actually under the age of 18 or being able to drive. At 2015 was when she first qualified for the X Games. 2016, she won her first competition in the US at the Exposure AM. And from that point, everybody knew her name. Now, with all the success that Hayley accomplished 2019 and back, ever since she picked up a skateboard, there came a point where a lot of things slowed down. And a lot of things did not go in the way that she would want them to, like many of us in our lives have our ups and downs. From 2019, 2020 was one of the most difficult times for Hayley Wilson, and I'm gonna use this point in transition to go to the details on this particular shoe, because this shoe is gonna carry us through a story of Hayley Wilson as the skateboarder. So let's go ahead and break this bag open. This is the exciting part of this review. I absolutely love it. But this bag, right? We didn't know at first that this was going to be a UV protected bag until we heard some of the extra details. And many people thought this was going to be some sort of a blind bag where you might get a friends and family like you did with the Wizard of Oz pairs themselves. But that ended up not being true. So this is what we have in representation. We're going to have the purple box, in which we already talked about the signature skaters this year in 2025, like we had with Yudo, being the purple box themselves. Not traditional to what we usually see in previous years, but like I already stated to you guys, you're going to see this for the pro skaters with Nike SB. Nothing spectacular inside. Regular paper being there too. All the extra sets of laces are going to be inside this bag, so let's go ahead and pop it open. This is it. Why is it taking me so long to open this? Pop this thing open. As you can see, I was going to look in the inside. It has the smell that we love. Oh man, that one kind of got to me a little bit. But anyway, it has the smell that we love with some new shoes. And man, these are taking their time to get out the freaking bag. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh my God. Look at those. One of the extra laces pop out. But man, so we got the bag there. I'll put that off to the side. But look at this sneaker. Oh my God, these are beautiful. And I know a lot of you guys have already received these in hands, and you probably feel the same exact way as I'm feeling right now. This is beautiful. You have the beautiful purple upper being on this particular shoe. You have that black ruffled suede being right in the mid portion there too, where the Nike check will come down at. The ruffled suede on this purple is amazing, and it's well detailed. Little to no imperfections at all with the coloring of it. The suede on it feels fantastic also. You have the traditional Nike SB laces being in purple. Now you also get two other colors that you're going to find here. It's going to be more of a lighter lavender, and you're going to have more of a, I would say close to a baby blue. Not exactly baby blue, but you know, kind of close to it. It kind of matches what you will have on the tongue coloring and also with the bottom. Speaking of the bottom of the shoe, look at that icy sole on this. Man, I love this. And this one thing that I, first was privy to on the Jordan 11s when they had the icy bottoms. And that's something that I've always enjoyed on Nike sneakers themselves, or any sneakers by any means. But the icy blue sole, and you see it there too. You're going to notice a couple of things on the bottom portion. You're going to have what we would call in the South the Mardi Gras faces, which are traditionally known as the cry now, laugh later. Right here on the right foot, you're going to have the same things being there. Then you're going to have the sad being on this portion too. Now, a lot of people already know Hayley Wilson is not short of any kind of tattoos. Now, her tattoos, you're going to see it on her head where she has those two being there, already tattooed on her body itself, her head, I should say. So she's going to have those tattoos, and you got the sparkles being sprayed on there too. It's almost graffiti type styling on it too. But coming back to that, you're going to notice the toe box is going to be full leather on the toe box itself. So the toe box looks great. I will tell you this, the leather on the toe box feels smooth, not ultra buttery, which I don't mind that because I don't want the harsh wrinkles of that super tumbled, I should say, type leather being on there. But the leather on it feels smooth. No issues with that at all. The Nike check is going to be a leather Nike check. You're going to have some thick white threading that's going to be on the outside portion of the Nike checks, which just gives it a great look. I like the contrast and the balance in between the ruffled purple suede and the black Nike check. And this purple suede also reminds me of another shoe that I brought. I want to show it to you guys too, and it was on one of the orange labels, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if I got it. Yep. This is going to be one of the orange labeling boxes. These traditionally come out select Nike SB stores, but I brought them here today because I love the purple on these. Look at these bad boys here. Ooh, they are beautiful. And I'm glad they brought them back on Hayley Wilson's shoe. Because the color and contrast looks great, but it looks real good with the black being on there. It looks real good. But anyway, there's your look of that. On you're going to have the peanut butter type bottoms being on there too. Orange label, so you'll have the orange right there on the front portions of the laces there too on the tabs. But that's just a quick comparison with that. But other than that, back to the shoe. Now, one thing you'll find here on the back is you're going to have the Nike symbol, which is going to be in Old English. Now, if you didn't know it, Old English is a font that's in representation of Australia. That's a nod to Hayley Wilson being from Australia. So that's why you see the Old English font on this shoe. Not only there, but you're going to see it on the front portion of the tongue. And you're going to see where you have You Reckon right there on the inside portion of the tongue too. Now, You Reckon actually comes from a quote, if you didn't know, by Hayley Wilson in the Thrasher magazine in 2003, if I'm not mistaken, where she made the quote after being asked a question. She said, "You reckon?" So that's going to be where that quote actually comes from. But also back there, you're going to see these lines here. Kind of gives you the representation of barbed wire But within that, you're going to see some small W's being there too. And with those little W's, it makes it looks like barbed wire, I should say. Now it gets even more interesting on the inside portion of the shoe. Now we're going to take out the insoles. Whew. These insoles are so sexy. Look at that. Another nod, of course, to a tattoo that Hayley Wilson also has. And a couple of days ago, I think she actually posted her tattoo artist on her Instagram. So make sure you go check that out. Give him some props, give him a follow. When I did look at the page, he has some awesome art. So that's going to be that scorpion that's being there. And then, of course, you have the Hayley Wilson. That's going to be in the right side of the shoe. On the left side of the shoe, you're going to have another tattoo that Hayley Wilson has, and this one is going to be, of course, the flower that looks like a rose with the spider web with the, 8-ball spider being on there too. Nike SB. Of course, your padding being in the back portion of that. Now, the details on the shoe is incredible. I would say the material is tier 1, but a couple of interesting things that I want to break down on this shoe. Now, in replication with Hayley from 2019 to 20, if you go back and read her story, she talks about once she came out of 2019, the accomplishments that she had. Skateboarding was fun, but coming out of the Olympics, how tired she was, how fatigued she was, and this was also on the brink of COVID. All right. Coming out of that, also in 2020, COVID canceled the Olympic Games that came up that next year, in which Hayley simply said that she was thankful that it got canceled because she was tired, she was wore out, she just felt like she was going contest after contest, and some of the fun actually left that she enjoyed so much in skateboarding. From that point, some of the things changed. Now, you'll notice Hayley had long hair in some of her old videos, clips, and photos when she was in Australia with the Australian team, of course. And that changed. But why did it change? And why also did we have the UV bag that we have right here? Well, let's explain. In that portion of Hayley Wilson's life, she actually went through some mental health issues, and she took a break from skateboarding, even to the point where she thought about quitting skateboarding. But she also said taking that time out of skateboarding to realize, to even just have a train of thought where she wanted to stop and realize, should I still skateboard? Should I still do it? And a lot of times we do that in life also, where we have to take a break or pause to figure out why we're doing it, why we love it, and should we continue to do it. And Hayley also said that was one of the greatest breaks of her life, and it probably even changed her life. So you've probably seen on the reviews where some of the things where you see the UV bag here, and once you take it out and the sunlight hits this lacing that's around the Nike check, it changes colors. It also does it on the tongue. Now, the reason why that's being done on this particular shoe, because it changes the game in the way Hayley approached the next phase of her life. Coming out of that too, she shaved her head. She also dedicated a board to that. In replication, she took the hair and she donated the hair to a foundation. Also, that foundation is going to be found down in the comment section, so make sure you check that out. Hayley wanted a break from the spotlight. All right, the spotlight was too bright, which offered a change in what she was doing. In replication, that's why you had the bag. These shoes were enclosed in a bag because it represented a point in life where Hayley needed to close the doors and focus on herself other than the spotlight of being the skater. She wanted to focus on being the human of Hayley Wilson. So that's why you have the changes from the UV bag for its protection, which she decided to protect her soul and her spirit. Also, moving into the spotlight portion where she was okay being back in the spotlight again and enjoying skating. Now, I know a lot of people really didn't look at this bag as being that way, but that is simply how it was broken down to me after I looked at the shoe and looked at some of the details of her life and trying to understand why she shaved her hair. That duplicated a different transition in life, and that's what brought us a shoe as great as this. Other thing too I want to throw out there, and it is true from what I've heard, but I haven't seen the pictures yet. But also there is a friends and family pair of this particular shoe where it actually subs out the white toe box for a black toe box. Now I haven't seen any pictures yet. I've just heard the word going around, and it's going to be, of course, the black ruffled suede that'll be replaced right here where the white is. So look out for that in the photos, man. Those will be dope, and it dramatically changes the way this sneaker looks. On foot, this shoe looks absolutely perfect. Nothing like a purple on a shoe, especially with Nikes. Not saying purple is my favorite color, but they just really stand out and look great. And as you can see with the on foot clip, they look great in contrast with the black socks that I have. Of course, by being the higher upper portions of the shoe around the collar is black, so it just transitions well. And a hint of that blue. Baby blue, the exact color name, I don't know what is the, I don't know, but this blue color really hits hard. I really like the way it looks. The detailing around the shoe is perfect. It's an easy wear. With summertime being up, coming out also, the SBs just usually hit a lot different. Comfort level on them is going to be pretty much decent. Simple 7 to 8 out of 10 for as a long wear. Don't recommend wearing this shoe for an extremely long time, but if you're going to be skateboarding, this shoe is going to be top tier. Wide stance, wide bottom for us, the front portion too of the shoe. So they wear just like any other normal SB. Like I spoke about earlier, also the materials on the shoe are top tier. I love the ruffled suede. Unlike the rodeo SB Dunks, which I absolutely love, by the way, it doesn't have that silk inner collar or the inner portions of the shoe, so the fit and feel is great. Back padding, of course, that you always had in the inside portion towards the back part of the Achilles is going to feel good too. But the overall look is spectacular. Very unique shoe. One thing I do have to say though, the list for a Complex Con of some of the general release, I think they did a general release, a best of Jordan Brand, and the best sneakers of 2025 top 10 released, and this shoe did not make the list. I don't know, it was very Jordan Brand heavy. You even had a New Balance that's being on there too. Now I did a recent video on those, so you can go check that out to see what shoes made the list so far. But I'm kind of I wouldn't say pissed off about it, but the Rodeo SB Dunks came in at number 6, and I just kind of wanted to see the shoe in it. The details, the art, the story around the shoe, how it transitioned into the skater's lifestyle, and the duplication of her tattoos and everything else, especially with knowing or saying, I guess, the background for her transition with the mental health issues that she was having at that point in life, and how she transitioned back, shaved her head, came out with new life. I just think the story of the shoe was great. And I think sometimes with sneakers, the story portion of the shoe gets overlooked when it comes to it, because I think a lot more of the sneaker year is driven around how hype-based picks or predictions, I should say, on that. But other than that, I absolutely love the shoe. I hope you guys have enjoyed the deep dive look down into this shoe with Hayley Wilson herself, the shoe and the details and the story behind it, and the on-foot look. If you guys have any questions, make sure you message me through Instagram, Twitter, it doesn't really matter, or hit me up in my email. I am Nature Boy Chuck. I will see you next time on the next sneaker review. Peace.